When was the last time you heard great music?
Hello, is this Scott?
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening. I'm Ryan, the host of At the Top, right here on Leaf Power Radio TV. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. So you're from Chicago, Illinois, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, and you guys, SingMG, reigns from the south side of Chicago. Give us a quick taste of your influences.
Some of our influences, I would say, we're in the same realm as like a Breaking Benjamin or, but a little bit different. We've got our own unique sound, no doubt about it. I mean, a lot of people hear the band and they can't really put a finger on what exactly we should be doing, but we are heavier. We've got mostly clean vocals with heavy, thick guitar, very groove-oriented orchestrations. It's fun.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Can you go over your full name entirely, as well as the other members of the band, as well as what instrument each member plays?
So I'm Scott Sinclair. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitarist in the band. And we've got Thomas Abney, who is the lead guitarist. Matt Woltman is the bass player. And Chris Beller is our drummer.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right. How long have you guys been playing together since SingMG been around?
SingMG has been around since the early 2000s. So, yeah, we put this thing together a while back and played a bunch of shows in Chicago and then broke up for a while. And this new lineup, so the lineup that I'm playing out with now is pretty much new members except for myself. And we've been together for about a year and a half.
Okay, that's good news. Yeah. So, do you have any EPs or full-on albums produced yet?
Yes, we have two albums out. Our first debut album was called Deception, and our second album is called Fear. And we have a third album that we are working on currently that is, it's going to be our best album by far. It's really killer. Very excited about working on this project right now.
Yeah, that's good. And Deception, Fear, were they put out independently or were they put out on a particular label of any type?
Independently.
Say an independent label from the Chicago area or?
No, we just did it ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did digital distribution and whatnot through CD Baby and just promoted the crap out of it ourselves.
Right. And you guys, have you guys started just recently doing a tour or beginning a tour?
Not really. We're focused on management right now. We've been talking to some people about helping us out in that regard, and right now we're really focused on Chicago. We're playing some shows around Chicago, trying to get our show together, just doing a lot of work on ourselves, and also trying to build a nice solid fan base locally here.
Yeah, what is the band's particular strongest sources of inspiration, music-wise?
Wow, that's deep. That's a good one. To stray from like a musical influence, I would say one of the primary drivers of our music is good vocals, or good lyrics. Trying to say something with the music. I think we really put ourselves into it, whether it's something negative that might be going on in our lives or something positive that's going on in our lives. It's something about us that really drives where we go with the music and the direction of the songs. I would say from a musical influence, it could range anything from Bon Jovi to Metallica, Breaking Benjamin, Chappelle, Korn. We just love all kinds of music from multiple different decades, and I'm sure that there's some of that seeps into the process somewhere along the way.
Oh, okay, that's good news. What are some of your most current challenges at the moment with the band, or like trying to get things rolling, so to speak?
Right now, we're not interested in playing like crappy little bars, okay? So we're focusing on putting ourselves in front of the best show, whether that is supporting a touring musician coming through the area, or if it's putting a show together ourselves. So we found some success with putting our own shows together, where we're finding all the bands. In some cases, we put ourselves as the headliner. In some cases, we don't. It depends on the draw we're able to get, the lineup. So that's a challenge, I think, but we're finding solutions to it. Major challenge we just ran across last night. We had a really killer show with Red. We were supporting Red as they came through Chicago at the Forge. And whenever you're dealing with a national band coming through, there's all kinds of unknowns that pop up at the last second. We have a contract. We're supposed to play for a certain duration of time, start at a certain point, and when you get there, depending on what had happened with Red on the road and how late or early, or depending on a bunch of things that are out of our control, all of a sudden the night changes. So I don't know if that's a challenge. It's just normal. But I would say putting ourselves in front of the best situation is always a challenge and a struggle. But obviously, converting listeners into fans is absolutely the number one challenge. Whether it's on social media, whether it's at a live show, just constantly trying to convert people into fans and grow that audience.
That's good. Does SingMG have any endorsement deals, right, member-wise, or just overall? So
we do not have. We have one endorsement, and it's a tequila company.
That's not bad.
It's great. It's the best endorsement to have, but we still have to buy our own strings and sticks.
So far, that's good.
Right.
And what kind of, for you personally, what kind of gear do you use?
So my guitar rig is a Fractal X8. So I've gone the way of the modeling amps and absolutely love it. When I do a live show, I have no backline whatsoever. I have a foot pedal, goes in the front of house, and then into our in-ear rig. So I'm monitoring my guitar through my ears. And the front of house, we have our own sound guy. He's got full control over what he gets out of my guitar, and it's been awesome. As far as guitars go, I'm a huge ESP fan. I've got two ESP E2 Eclipses that I just love. One is a 7-string and one is a 6-string. And it does those two do everything I need them to do. And I'll say they both have Evertune bridges, so there's a lot of controversy around Evertune and whether people like them or hate them. I absolutely love them. It's the best thing that I've ever had on a guitar. As the rhythm guitar. And for vocals, I got a custom mic stand that was built by Metal Dozer. He's built stands for Prince, Bon Jovi, a bunch of people like that. Super cool. And then my mic is a Shure KSM something.
I believe I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, as for the rest of the members of the band, what kind of gear or instruments do they have? So
our drummer Chris is a huge DW fan. He's got this absolutely gorgeous purple Heartwood DW set that is ridiculous. And then Thomas, our guitar player, he also dropped the back line and went with a Helix, Line 6 Helix, and then he is currently also using ESP guitars. So he has a couple. He's a 7-string with a Floyd Rose and a 6-string. Yeah, that's been cool. Matt, our bass player, also has a Fractal Axe 8, so he has no backline either. And he plays Warwick basses, he plays Music Band basses, and some other weird one that sounds really good, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay, like you said, you have the album coming out. What kind of sound are we expecting from that?
Our sound is evolving, no doubt. Like if you listen to our first 2 albums, I would say this new one coming out is definitely heavier guitar, a lot heavier guitar. The drums are busier, and so it's little groove metal, big choruses. Like we like big choruses, big hooky choruses. So we've had that through the first 2 albums, but this new album is heavier, more riff oriented with the big choruses. So it's definitely an evolution for us.
Do you have any personal contacts within the music business, upper echelon industry right now, or talking with anybody to trying to get on a label?
Some managers that we are talking with. We haven't decided exactly which way we're going to go quite yet with the managers, but we've had some discussions about maybe getting a label involved with this new album coming out, or maybe getting a label involved with at least one single off of the album, try to work it. Our goal right now is to get a lot of plays on Spotify, grow our fan base, and you got to be very strategic about that, and how you go about doing it. We've got all those discussions going on behind the scenes.
I think that's most of it, but thank you again, Scott. Well, okay, time for the odd question. One odd question.
All right.
If SingMG and Total had to, what would SingMG do for, like, a Klondike bar?
What would it do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah. Your answer must be as deranged as possible.
All right.
Off the top of your head.
What if I'm lactose intolerant?
Well, pass it along to your drummer. I don't know.
All right. What would Chris do for a Klondike bar? Now that's interesting.
Okay.
So, Chris, what would he do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah.
He'd probably eat like 4 people. Chris is a rather massive human being. We have often thought that it'd be best if he was in a jumpsuit and chained behind the drum set, so that if he loses his temper, he doesn't go out and start eating people. So if you threw a Klondike bar in front of him, we might have some trouble. Just don't have a surrogate. Don't do it yourself.
Okay.
He might take an arm off.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you once again, Scott. Mr. Sinclair, it's been a blast. And thank you again for tuning in and doing this with Leaf Pal Radio TV. And I hope to hear from you soon. All right?
Thanks, Lee. We'll see you, buddy.
All right.
Take it easy.
Take care.
All right.
Thanks, we'll check those out. Ryan will spread the word. Okay, this is Ryan of Leaf Pal Radio TV, the host of At the Top. Right, we've been interviewing.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. This is Ryan of Leaf Pal Radio TV. How are you?
I'm okay. Hey, I don't have that much time. I've got like maybe 5 minutes.
Just need you to give us a quick story or a full-on explanation about the nature of your band Hollow Intent.
Hollow Intent, it was formed by a previous band that I had, and then we changed the name and got a new lineup and released our EP this month called Monster.
The name of your EP is Monster?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, just want to be sure. Right, and your full name?
I'll give you my first name if that's okay.
That's fine.
It's William.
Willie. Okay, nice to meet you, Willie. Okay, what instrument do you play?
I do vocals and guitar.
Thank you. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing for about 15 years.
What kind of sound would we be expecting from Hollow Intent?
We've been compared to Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, a little bit of Glassjaw, of that nature, an active rock sound.
You just said that you were well, pretty much Hollow Intent was a new lineup from a different band which broke up, right? But how long, or pretty much, you guys got a new EP out, been out, how long has the new EP out, been out?
We released the EP on August 1st,
August.
and the new lineup that we have, it was formed in December.
That's good. Yep. And can you give the names of the other members of the bands and also explain what instruments they play?
Wesley, he plays guitar, and Shane, he plays bass, and Mark plays drums.
What are the long-term goals for Hollow Intent? Are you guys planning on doing a tour, and are you still independent, or are you trying to look for a label?
Well, right now we are. Everybody's goal is to go on tour. So, right now our goal is to sit down, enjoy what we can of this EP. We're planning on at some point within the next, I would say, year or so, sit down and do a full production of a full-length album. We don't have any dates or anything like that. Like I said, we just came out with the EP, so we're gonna enjoy the wave of that and play some shows and go from there. As far as the long-term goal of getting signed, honestly, a lot of bands these days, there's a misconception about getting signed. It's great, yes, absolutely. But, the piece of advice, the more you know yourself, the more valuable you become. So just making sure that we team up with people that have the same interests that we do, have the same family-like mindset that we do. That way we can all move forward at the same pace and everyone's on the same page.
What's the strangest or oddball thing that has happened recently live, whenever playing live?
Well, let's see. There was one time where we were playing a cover song, and for some reason we thought our drummer Mark had saw that it ended, and he started playing a part that was similar to what needed to be played, but it belonged in another song, and it just worked out. And we just turned around, looked at each other, looked at him, and he was just like, what? But that same night, we had this grandma dancing around, and I guess she was hot. She took her shirt off and was just running around.
Do you have any endorsement deals coming up, or expecting to hear from anybody?
Yeah, right now we are endorsed by Dirtbag Clothing, is one of them. Our drummer, Mark, he's got SJC custom drums, XL drumsticks, and that is spelled XCEL. And let's see, we have our own coffee, so we're sponsored by our own coffee shop, Crotan Coffee Roasting Company Incorporated. They're a local shop here owned by a veteran named Jason, really good dude.
Okay. Okay. As for Hollow Intent, where are you guys range from?
We are in North Carolina. We're on the East Coast in a city called Bloomington.
Thank you again. Yep. One last question. All right, this one's kind of goofy one, but I do ask it from time to time. right? It's a leaf pile thing. What kind of, bizarre craziness, you have to like say something deranged when I ask this, right, off the top of your head. What would all of Hollow Intent do for a Klondike bar?
For a Klondike bar. Well, for me, I can't say the other three, but I can say for me, if it's mint chocolate chip, I'll go to the end of the world for that thing.
Okay, that's good. Mint chocolate chip. Gotcha.
So I guess I should specify for some of these flat earth people out there, when I say the end of the world, I keep going till I get the Klondike bar. So however you want to perceive that, go ahead.
So, okay, so let's say, right, we actually get Donkey for Leaf Pile TV. We put like a stick with a Klondike bar on the end of it, right, and we just smack that jackass on its ass and let it go out for about, say, 30, 40 paces. Will you start charging after it?
Oh yeah, of course. The Klondike bar, but you only have a limited time because it's going to melt at some point. So I would say you have like 5 minutes to get it.
Okay. Thank you again, William. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Right.
No problem. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Goodbye.